In the early 20th century, America grappled with public health challenges, particularly in the rural South. Racial attitudes of the era deeply influenced societal structures and healthcare access for many. The Public Health Service, or PHS, began efforts to combat widespread diseases like syphilis. Syphilis was a significant concern, especially prevalent among African American communities in the South. This historical context tragically set the stage for one of the most infamous medical studies in history. In 1932, the Tuskegee study of untreated syphilis in the Negro male began in Alabama. Its stated objective was to observe the natural progression of untreated syphilis. The study involved 600 impoverished African American men from Macon County. 399 of these men had syphilis, while 201 served as a control group without the disease. Recruitment relied on promises of free medical care, meals, and even burial insurance. Crucially, participants were never informed they had syphilis or that they were part of a study. This profound lack of informed consent became a cornerstone of the study's ethical failures. Procedures like physical examinations, blood tests, and spinal taps were presented as special free treatment. The men believed they were receiving care for bad blood, a local term for various ailments. However, the true purpose was observation, not treatment, for their syphilis. Even after penicillin became the standard cure in the 1940s, treatment was deliberately withheld. This decision condemned hundreds to preventable suffering and death. The ethical breaches were profound. No informed consent, deception, and exploitation. A vulnerable population was used as unwitting subjects in a cruel experiment. The health consequences for the men were devastating and irreversible. Many suffered blindness, neurological damage, and severe heart disease. Ultimately, many succumbed to the untreated disease, leading to premature deaths. The impact extended beyond the men themselves, affecting their families and communities. Syphilis was unknowingly transmitted to wives, and tragically, to children. The community suffered a profound loss of trust in medical institutions. Researchers at the time often justified their actions with flawed scientific and racial theories. They believed African Americans reacted differently to the disease, a baseless and racist assumption. Despite internal and external concerns, the study continued for an astonishing 40 years. In 1966, and again in 1972, PHS investigator Peter Buxton blew the whistle. His efforts brought the study's unethical practices to light. Media exposure, particularly by Jean Heller of the Associated Press, ignited public outrage. The story brought national and international attention to the horrific experiment. Public and political outrage mounted, demanding immediate action. This pressure ultimately led to the study's termination in 1972. The immediate consequences were swift and far-reaching. An ad hoc advisory panel was formed, investigating the study's ethics. This led to the National Research Act of 1974 and the Belmont Report. The National Commission for the Protection of Human Subjects was also created. The long-term impact reshaped medical ethics globally. Stricter regulations for human subject research, including informed consent, became mandatory. However, a lasting legacy of mistrust among African American communities persisted. This mistrust continues to affect healthcare engagement and outcomes today. In 1997, President Bill Clinton issued an official apology for the study. He acknowledged the profound moral stain left by the experiment. Today, efforts continue to address health disparities and promote ethical research practices. The Tuskegee experiment remains a stark reminder of the critical importance of medical ethics. It underscores the need for justice and respect in all scientific endeavors.